Well, we caught up with Ottawa Fire Service and also Councillor Mark Taylor to learn some safety tips for barbecuing this season. It's hard to believe with all the snow and ice on the ground that barbecue season is actually upon us. Councillor Mark Taylor is here. Before we get this thing lit up, there's some important safety tips we need to follow.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we're Canadian. We're out here in our winter coats getting ready for the season. But you know, when you pull your barbecue out for the first time, there's a couple of things you want to do before you get to the point where you're ready to throw a steak on. First of all, you know, take a look at your barbecue and make sure that all of the pieces are tight and in good repair. So, you know, your handle is secure, all your knobs are secure. Make sure, inspect your barbecue, make sure you don't have any broken parts in there.
Okay.
Look at something like this. This is an old burner.
Right.
Tubes you see underneath there.
Corroded.
Yeah, it's corroded. You know, it's a safety hazard, and it's also not going to cook your food very well. So, you know, best of both worlds to replace it. You know, you can take, you know, a barbecue tool and just lift off your grills and take a look underneath. Make sure that there's no corrosion in here. That's, you know. So
really inspect everything very well.
Yeah. Obviously use your barbecue tools to take off your grease and your stuff there that's left over from last year.
Now, what's the soap water test?
That's something that we always advise folks to do. When you hook up your tank for the first time, you want to make sure that you've got a good connection, but propane doesn't always let you know that it's leaking. So what you do is you hook it up, turn on your propane, and then just with some soapy water, that's all that's in here, you squirt it all over and then you wait. And if it's leaking, you'll see the bubbling coming from wherever it's leaking. Make sure that you spray the connector and the hose back behind the connector.
Okay, that's an important tip.
Yeah, then once you do all of that stuff, well, then you're almost ready to fire it up.
Perfect. Well, once your barbecue is lit, there's also some important safety features to keep in mind. Alan Pazdior is here from Ottawa Fire Service. So the barbecue is going, some things people should, you know, pay attention to while they're barbecuing.
Okay, well, first of all, you'll notice that we've pulled it out 3 feet from the fence. We want to have 3 feet clearance all around it, from fences, from the back of your house, the side of your house. Never use the barbecue inside. Some people pull it in the garage. If it's raining out, never do that. Make sure it's clear of overhanging things like the eaves or trees.
Okay.
And if you do have a lot of people around, keep kids and pets clear of it. It's very dangerous. It's hot. You could have open flame.
And what about in terms of keeping the barbecue itself clean? Yeah,
you want to clean it before you use it and after using it, and empty that grease trap at the bottom to make sure that there's no grease around that could catch on fire.
How common are barbecue fires within the city of Ottawa?
They're really common. Yeah, they're really common. So if you keep all these safety tips in mind, and keep in mind that cooking is the #1 cause of fires, and this is a source of cooking, a type of cooking, so you want to be safe.
And is that the biggest problem you see, people leaving the barbecue alone and just not
leaving it unattended? Yeah, it's the same as in the kitchen. Just don't leave it unattended.
And to keep people and family and pets away from the barbecue as well.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good point.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Of course, many people will be barbecuing this season. Some very important safety tips to keep in mind if you're going to be cooking up a storm this weekend.